round boy table, not round, no square, no triangle. We come to hang and the gang on Fridays as we're able. We play well here in Camelot, we are chums and fun, but Camelot. We're nice to the round boy table, our host is formidable. He runs his train, walks insane, but sure he's quite unstable. He's hobby-matic, Camelot, but seems never to have done a lot. Able, quite incomprehensible. Too wrenching and we have no plan but to sit and hear Dutch babble. It's a lazy time in Camelot.
I have to shake my bum a lot.
This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
See it, you'll love it, and it's all done in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, it's Friday and we are gathered here in the great meeting hall of the Knights of the Rhomboid Table, known as my basement. I am your host, Bob Barker, and let's make a deal. No, I think I was Anthony Dodge last I checked. I see a lot of people here on the list. Let's get straight to the greetings to all the fellow knights that are here. It's great to have you all. So we've got our CEO, Sir Tim of Dowd at the top. We've got Sir Andy 81E is here. Sir Lee from Anfield Road Layout in the Loft. We've got Sir Scott from Valkyrie Junction, a great channel. Well, all channels are great. We got Sir Carl Braun from Bangor Junction. Great to see you here. Sir Brian of Jemsky, Sir Truck Schreiber, Sir James from Dundas Junction. We got Sir Andy the Hot Dog Pilot. We got Sir Ifo Panson. We've got Sir Jean Ricard. Oh, and that reminds me, I caught you called me yesterday. I was busy with Cayenne, and before Cayenne left, Joyce came home from work, had a really bad day, needed me to go to the store with her, and then we went to dinner, and then we came back, went for a walk, and then it was 10 o'clock, and I didn't know what the heck happened to the day. Sorry about that, Jean. We'll see if she's in a better mood today. So we got Sir Kyle Stevens, Sir Andy March West Junction is here. Dame Mara King is here. Sir Dino from the Model Railway Shed. We've got Sir Randall of Ellison. Sir Rayron is here. I saw you posted another video from your San Antonio area, the SAMRA, San Antonio Motor Railway Association or Railroad Association. Always great stuff you guys show. We've got Sir KJ. We've got Sir TTRE. Bonsoir, mon ami. I almost made it plural. Mes amis, but mon ami. We got Sir Tom Couples. We've got Sir Tom of Houston, Sir Chris of the Valleys. Now, earlier, I saw that we had Claire from Claire's Legos and Trains said they were called into a meeting. Sir Ray Bobel is here. Hey, Ray. I saw you earlier, and then you disappeared from my list. Sir Greg from Great Northern is here. Sir Eric from Bondan Eisenbahn and Dame Cara and Sir Willie as well, whenever he gets home. Let me see. Yeah, Sir John Benicki. Yeah, Ray, you disappeared from my screen. I saw you chat earlier, and then you disappeared from my screen. So I always wait for, or I shouldn't say wait. I try to scroll back, but sometimes the chat defeats my purpose. But Sir Aaron from Aaronville was here earlier and maybe still in the background. Sir Kyle Stevens is here, if I didn't mention that. But yeah, I think I'm trying to go back to, GRE was here. So that was cool. If they're still here, because I need to start writing names down. I have a little list. Joyce wants me to make a list for her of channel name and names. Let's see. I'm just scrolling to see one more time if anybody else. Sir Clive from Newland Railways is here. A couple of video bits this week. A little bit of an update on the shed. I think that was after last week's stream. Yeah, anyhow, so what's happened this week? Not much. Now, as you know, if you were here last week, Joyce and I left immediately after the live stream and we drove down to Columbus to visit with my son and his wife, which was nice. But we got up early Saturday and we went over and visited. We went to a store in northern Columbus called Robbie's Hobbies, which is all kinds of hobbies. He started as a train store and he used to be a Märklin licensed dealer. He used to stock a lot of Märklin. Now he doesn't. He basically just have what he hasn't sold off. I don't think he's been a official Märklin dealer for 2-3 years at least, if not longer. Well, thank you. I've had it for years, but if it's got my name on it, I wear it. I buy it and wear it. But yeah, we hung out with Eric from A&C Railroad and Life Journey. You guys all know our friend Eric. And Eric, if you're in the background or watching later, it was great to see you again. We try, if we're going to be near people we know, we really do try to make an effort to see if we can meet them. It doesn't always work. Sometimes we don't have the time because we're on a tight schedule. Other times the other person doesn't have time. But if we have a chance to meet somebody, we usually make a very concerted effort to try. Otherwise, it's been a quiet week. Joyce and I did pop a new parody song video, which was devoutly ignored by other than a few good friends. Yeah, it is what it is. But Joyce was fighting with a sore throat, but wanted to get it over with rather than leave it hanging. So she toughed through it, shall we say. But it wasn't the usual, I usually try to make them comedic. There's a couple that aren't really comedic. They're more just state of the hobby sort of videos. But we try to throw, but this song doesn't, without a lot of effort, doesn't lend itself to comedy. So we made it a more bittersweet, sentimental piece. Hey, Sir Mark from Zantec is here. Hello, hello. Otherwise, yeah, just didn't do anything constructive on the layout. I have actually been busy on not a hobby, but a preoccupation. ever since I built the new extension, if y'all know what I'm talking about, I don't know if it will pop up here. We'll see if it suddenly pops up here or not. But if not, it doesn't, you know, what the heck. Okay, it's not going to pop in, that darn thing. Anyhow, yeah, ever since I built this, I had to clean out a lot of area, including our old toy closet, as well as the closet in this and that room back there. And that meant I was going through a lot of my children's old toys. And my grandson, Kyan, has been going through each set of toys. So we found a bunch of old Lego sets, so he's into Legos. And then my son did Lego Bionicles and Lego Exo something, not Exo Squad, that was the cartoon. But, you know, it's just sort of, you know, Mech Warrior in Legos sort of thing. And so we were going through that. And then way in the back was all my son's Star Wars stuff. And it has not been played with in 18, 19 years. It has been in a bucket and thrown in that closet, you know, and it got me thinking in a melancholy way, you know, you don't put your toys away. You don't put like, you're a kid, you've grown up playing with your Star Wars toys. Now you're getting to that age where that's kid toys sort of thing. But you still have that. And so when you play with it that one time and you put it away, you're not thinking, this is the last time I'm playing with this stuff ever. Or at least for the foreseeable future. But that's what happens. It just, you know, he probably had to clean his bedroom or something like that. He threw it all in the buckets and threw it down here in the storage area. And then he never went back to it. It's just, you know, video games and life and girls and blah, 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 all become more interesting than your toys. And I'm sure some of you had that experience with trains. You're going for an interview with BNSF. Well, of course it allows that. Yeah, it's got couplers where, yes, you can put it. You have to use the coupler adapter, EFO, but yes, you can run it where you have the locomotive, the Steuerwagen, and then all the cars. It's really weird that they do that to me, but yeah, I've seen that a lot now with the Czech rail jets where they have the loco, the Steuerwagen, and then all the cars behind it. I don't know why they do that. I'm sure somebody here probably does know, maybe you, EFO. But yes, you can do that. You can put a coupler on the cab control and then use the adapter coupler from the for the locomotive. And yes, you can hook them up that way. I won't do it, but you can. So anyhow, yeah, so this week I have been cleaning and fixing all these old Star Wars toys because Kyan is now very intrigued by, because let's face it, if you had kids or you yourself were a kid in the 70s and the 80s and 90s and you had all the Star Wars toys, the 3 3/4 inch figures, you know, you get all, like we've got the Millennium Falcon that really needed some work and it's still missing a bunch of pieces. And we had a lot of the prequel stuff because my son was in that. And it's like all the droid warriors had their heads pulled off for some reason. I don't know why he did that, but he did. And it's just been putting everything back together and trying to clean it and fix it. And that's been my hobby this week. I played with them with my kids. I used to have the 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joes when I was a little kid. I had the 12-inch G.I. Joes. My dad thought they were dolls and didn't think it was right that a boy played with dolls. But Dad, they're soldiers. It's G.I. Joe. It's no different than playing with the little soldiers, except they're bigger and posable. So they're not in the middle of a battle like this the whole time, even when they're supposed to be dead, you know. Yeah, so I have been, because my son had a lot of Star Wars because Dad loved Star Wars. In fact, I had a crap load of Star Wars. Some of it I kept when I sold most of my collection off. Anyhow, let's get some trains running. You probably don't care about any of what I'm babbling about, and I should start paying attention. And yes, Randall, good luck on that. Yeah, I grew up with them. I was 13 when the Star Wars movies came out, but I was immature. So my brother definitely was into the toys, but so was I. Even though I was 13 when the movie came out, I had all the toys. My brother got most of them, but we made a deal because we had 2 sets of toys, and I had a lot of Micronauts in Star Wars. He had a lot of Star Wars and some Micronauts, but he liked the Micronauts more. So I said, fine, I'll trade you my Micronauts for your Star Wars. And so I had the Star Wars, and I played with them with my 2 daughters when they were born. But then we needed money when we were buying this house for the closing cost. And so I sold my Star Wars collection for a lot less than it was worth, but it was cash now, and it was enough cash to do it. I mean, Joyce actually raised most of the money. It was just my little what I could add to it. All right, let's show a trade. So today, the thing today is I didn't run freight last week, and I didn't run a lot of freight the week before. Now, mind you, we have not had. Oh no! Don't say it. Don't say it. Keep your mouth shut. Anyhow. I decided I'd run a couple of long freight trains. And then I was like, well, why not just run 3 long freight trains and do all freight on the main line? And I'm like, but no, my ICEs, my rail jets, I need my high-speed trains. And originally I was going to run like my night jet and a couple other things. And we'll just run the 3 big locos that Cayenne likes. Cayenne loves these 3 big locos. So I thought, what the hell, we'll do that. 3 long freight trades. And then I thought, in contrast, I'll run 3 short passenger trades. So I've got a little 650 unit in the back, a little red 648, and then the Piko NordWestBahn blue 440. We'll get these all in motion, and hopefully things will go smoothly. Not to my knowledge, but then I know what a pacer is. Just kind of a rolling bread basket sort of thing. But I'm sure, you could say the 650 is kind of like it, because that 650 back there would run with multiple sections, 2, 3, or as many as 4 I've seen. All right, so we got that guy going. And now we got this big guy, my V320, which is by about 2 millimeters, my longest loco. And he's pulling just a bunch of hoppers. I got to watch those 3 cars on the back. I moved them to the back because they've been uncoupling and derailing a bit. And I think it's because they're in the middle of some heavier freight cars. So I threw them at the end, being lightweight. Should work better with them. And then I've got this one, the Euro dual mode. Oh, you still. Dude, I'm just not in the mood for you. Which one? You. Okay. I think there's something wrong with the wheel set on this one, because even now that it's in the back, that's one too many trouble today. I'm just going to take it off now and hope the rest do fine. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Force a habit. But hopefully it is just this guy. For some reason, I've checked the wheel. I've checked the axle. But yeah, he keeps... Oh, well, he's not in properly. All right. Well, I'll just leave it off anyhow. And yeah, I just bumped somebody on the move. We'll get him going more. You didn't see what I was doing over here. Sorry. But I got that Euro Class 159 or the 9000 series. Let's slow him down just a bit. But yeah, that I think Ray Bobel was mentioning it earlier. That silver and blue, the Blue Tiger, it's a DE AC33. And I think there's more to its nomenclature than that, but it's like an AC33. Ever since I got that from Dirk, who used to be Ohio Steam and Steel, he shows up on your screen as at Go Army in the Mud. Anyhow, so that's those guys. Let's get the little... So that's the long of the short of it, hence the title was a line from a song. You know, the Smokey and the Bandit song, we got a long way to go, but a short time to get there. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Watch old bandit run. All right, and now I've got to get the 648 moving. Are you going the right way? Yeah, you're going the right way. Sorry about that, dude. All right, and then let's go to the floor. Hey, Sir Charlie from Particle Station. How are you? A P-42 converted for freight use. Okay. Whatever a P-42 is. Yeah, now the thing is we have a couple of Dirks who come in. Dirk, who's usually here every day, every Friday from Go Army. And then there's Dirk, who lives in Canada. German gentleman who lives in Canada. And both Dirks, just give the name Dirk a good name because they're both wonderful people. Dirk from Chesty Trains is the other Dirk. I should say the other Dirk, but one of the two Dirks. Unfortunately, I'm forgetting what Dirk, formerly of Ohio Steam and Steel, his channel is now. I'm forgetting. I'll know it when he comes in. All right, so one more guy. No, I got everybody moving. I got to get the two guys on the floor. I'm just not really with it today. A little overtired. But on the floor, we're running my two. Well, I mean, the Mallard's cool too, but I'm running the Grand Azuma. I'm running that amazing Azuma, one of my favorite trains in terms of looks. It's not a bad train at all. If it had seating equal the ICE-3 or the ScotRail that I rode, or even the Railjet, I would say it is one of my favorite trains. But the seating on it, just not quite as comfortable as some other trains I know. And then, all right, somebody's uncoupled or derailed down there. Who's derailed? Oh my gosh. Who is derailed? There you are. Nope. There we go. For a minute, and then somebody derailed again. All right, well, let's get that ScotRail going. Oh my goodness. catch him next time around and see if we can fix this. Oh my goodness, my Azuma. Oh, one more time. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody, but no, that is radius 3, and that should handle radius 3 just fine, and it usually handles it. One of the cars is just bumping on something here. There's a little wall I've got that's a little high, and as they're coming around the corner, they're bumping it. I just lowered the wall, and now they're fine. That should be able to handle my German radius 2 with no problem, and that's radius 3. Hey, Sir Brian from Clintonville, how are you? All right, let's go and catch. Yeah, he just derailed again. Well, I could just say, forget it. Let's see if that works. Nope. I don't know why you are being so freaking retarded that you are. Oh, well, I'm just not going to run it today. I'm not going to keep coming down here every 5 minutes and dealing with it. I'm just not going to run it today. Obnoxious damn thing. Not sure why it's acting up today, but that one car keeps derailing. Now, it might be I've got him out of order, but well, F it. Am I saving up for the rest of the ScotRail train? No, but they're not easy to find on eBay and definitely not easy to find in an American store. And I'm not going to pay full retail price for them. They're Bachmann coaches, and Bachmann and the shops want anywhere from $85 for unlit to 120 American dollars for lit, and I'm just not going to pay that money. When I can find them on sale, I'll buy a couple of more. Oh, there you are. Need a little more speed, do you? Wonder if you lost the traction tire. Yeah. Give them speed. Huh? What's he hitting over there? Okay, yeah. Little dude was just catching on the corner. Must have bumped that when I was working on that the other day. Okay. Well, there's paying under manufacturer's suggested retail price, and they're still overpaying. And as much as I like these Bachmann ScotRail coaches, as much as I love these Bachmann ScotRail coaches, they're not worth $70. I managed to get these two on sale via Hot Dog Pilot Andy for me. And I think he paid about the equivalent of 45 American dollars or something like that, or maybe it was 45 pounds, which is about about $55, which was a little hefty, but I wanted them. But I'm not going to pay more than $70 for them. I'll just wait till they go on sale or see if I can find some cheap Hornby versions. I'm just not actively looking for them, especially right now, because Joyce and I are going to Germany in 3 weeks. Well, 4 weeks. Just under 4 weeks. And I've already bought a crap load of trains in the last couple of months. Actually, the last 7-8 months, I bought a crap load of trains. And so my budget for Germany is quite reduced. But then again, most of the stuff I was going to look for in Germany, I've already bought. So... Well, Bachmann UK is a little different than Bachmann USA. I think they put a little bit more work, although, yeah, even in the UK, you'll find some people that Bachmann's garbage, other people Bachmann's better than Hornby. I don't have a dog in the hunt. They're nice coaches. These particular Bachmans, I just think they are way overpriced for what you get for them, which unfortunately in some ways is true a lot of the stuff I see from the UK, at the risk of starting a trade ruckus. Now European stuff is more expensive, but you get a lot more bang, and in most cases, in my opinion, more quality than your general Bachmann or Hornby. Now, Acura Scale and a couple other companies over there, Cavalex in some ways, are really trying to come up to European standards. And my Dapol here, my Dapol ScotRail Class 68 is one of the best locomotives I have. European, American, well, British is European too, I know, but Continental, British, or American. It's North American. It's an excellent running locomotive. And the price I paid for it, it might be one of my best bang for the buck bits. All I have to do is throw an 8-pin decoder in it, and I'd have sound functions to go with the light functions. So if I put another $50 in it, but I paid the equivalent of $140 for it, and that's as good as a Piko mid-level locomotive. Detailing is as good as any, but it's a fantastic locomotive. And I've got nothing but praise for that by Dapol, which is interesting because when I first got into the hobby, the European guys, they all looked down their nose at Dapol. Dapol was garbage. Dapol, Hellion were two of the most, and Mehano, for example, were probably the three companies I heard the most consistently negative things about. But in that time, I've learned Mehano actually, depending on what line from Mehano you buy, Mehano makes some brilliant stuff. And that Blue Tiger, which is an older model, is just absolutely one of my best runners, best pullers. It's gorgeous. What more could you ask for? It's digital. And I mean, I got it. I forget. Did I pay Dirk some money for it, or did he gave that one to me for free? I've got like 5 models between Dirk and Andy 81 and another guy, and 4 of them have been free and 1 I paid for. Oh yeah, Kyle, I saw you mention that. Was it earlier this week on somebody's live stream? Yeah, I mean, Dave Scott from ScotRails has gone big into Japanese N scale. I've seen a couple other people are there. It's like India in the 60s when all, the Beatles went to India and introduced Indian music and culture to Western society, and everybody suddenly was wearing Nehru jackets and had gurus and all that stuff. I don't know why or how it started, but my friend Chris has been into Japanese trains since I've known him, and that's been about 7 years. Christopher, I should say. He was the first guy I ran into that was into Japanese trains, other than my former colleague, the Japanese teacher at my school, Mr. Kitamura. And because he was into Japanese trains because he was from Japan and was into trains. But he had left them all in Japan. But anyhow, yeah, but all of a sudden more and more channels are biting into that. And some channels like Artie, who did Australian and American, he got the European bug and's gone big into that. He just posted a video where he wants to whine and complain that he bought the guy I ran last week first, but it's all just bitter beans. He's like, it came out 4 years ago. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm giving Artie some flack. Kato, but actually don't hold your nose up at Tomix. Tomix makes a lot of brilliant models themselves. Spoiler alert, Luke and Darth Vader, to be honest. You're dying to get a Garrett. That would count. That's foreign motive, foreign power. I did not get into European models because I thought European models were superior. I'm a very pro-American, sort of American cars and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm specifically Dodge. But I didn't get into trains because I grew up with people into trains. I got into trains because I wanted to memorialize all my travel by train. And after 12 years of traveling by train in Germany, I was just in love with traveling by train to the point where today I used to love to get in my car and drive for 5 hours. Now I cringe at 2-hour drives. And I'm just like, oh man, I'd rather be taking a train. But the only way I can take a train is if I'm going to Cleveland or going to Chicago or South Bend. And then I can hop on Amtrak. But if I want to go north-south, no trains. And yeah, and it is a Kato HO. Yeah. But, the thing is, I didn't even research, I'm going to get into Märklin because Märklin's the best of European models. And many people would argue that. Although I think if you discussed old Märklin, you would have a lot of people going, old Märklin was the best. But Fleischmann is, I have yet to run into a person who says anything negative about Fleischmann, old, Fleischmann stuff up until they merged with Roco and now just do N scale. And I don't know what Fleischmann N scale quality is. But Fleischmann, like Märklin, like a lot of European stuff back in the day, was bulletproof. And I'm learning that because I was buying all modern, but I wanted an ICE3. That's the first model train I wanted. And when I finally found one, it happened to be a Märklin. And I didn't even pay attention to whether it was 3-rail. I could have told Joyce to buy me some track and a controller. And they might have bought me DC stuff. I would have put it on. I go, it doesn't work. Oh my God, it doesn't work. What's wrong with this? And then somebody would say, you don't have the right track. You need 3-rail track. But fortunately, Joyce was like, well, let's get a Märklin controller and Märklin track. And then when I got the book and looked at the track, I go, oh, this is 3-rail. And then I had people say Märklin quality. And I started following all the German channels and Märklin is the best. Märklin is the best. Märklin is the best. Märklin used to be the best. Their new stuff sucks. That kind of stuff. But now that I've got a whole bunch of old Märklin, old Märklin is bulletproof. That stuff, some of these things have not been treated well in their life, and I have bought them, and boy, just a little clean, and they run like they came out of the box. Hey, nobody's there. Where's everybody? Oh, they're over on the other side. Quick, the other side. Here we go. We'll catch one coming out and one going in. There we go. So there goes that blue tiger. Hey, Sir Raymond Legs is here. Well, hello, Philip Gabrielson. I am in Toledo, Ohio, the Glass City. The home of Jamie Farr, the Toledo Mud Hens, and Tony Pacco's Hot Dogs. You never walk alone. That's right. Although they can walk alone this year, I am very disgusted with how poorly they played in the league this year. Just never seemed to find a fire. Just, I don't know if it was the death of Yota in the offseason and they just, the ghost of his absence affected the team this year. It was definitely because they just won the league last year. And they lost Yota because I do watch the games, although I have skipped a few recently because I just kind of got better things to do than to watch them play like crap again. Talking the Liverpool Reds, Liverpool Football Club. You never walk alone. Oh yeah, the Mud Hens are still here. We got a beautiful stadium, one of the best minor league stadiums here. It's a subterranean stadium, so the highest seats are just above street level, and you go down into it. It's a beautiful stadium, and the thing is, Joyce and I only make it to maybe one game a year at most. We really need to go to more Mud Hen games. Well, that's good, Randall. Yeah, trains.com sells, but you'll pay. I mean, if you want used Märklin, you can go to trains.com, and he has maybe fair to slightly high on the aftermarket price. The best thing about Märklin is there's a lot of people in the United States that their uncle is from Germany or their family came over from Germany and they ran Märklin. And when they pass, this guy comes in, he's got all this train stuff and he doesn't know what to do with it. And he's getting rid of it. And I have bought so many great Märklin models, especially steamers, where I paid about $90 to $100 for either older digital or an analog, and then I pay another $50 for the decoder, and I upgrade it. Basic decoder, no sound functions, just light and steam in the steamers. But I can run them on the digital layout, and and like I said, they're bulletproof. Yeah. Oh, Renaud. Yeah, Renaud's is about 45 minutes by Metro outside of Chicago. It's west of Chicago. It's a little town whose name slips me right now. Renaud's has fair prices for new stuff. The only problem with Renaud's, if you buy from them online, they might say they have something in stock, but they don't. Their website is not very good at updating their stock. Whereas when you go to Modellbahn Shop Lippe, they'll tell you exactly how many of something they have in stock to the minute. As soon as they sell it in the store or off the warehouse, within 2 minutes, it's off their website. Ask me how I know. Go to buy something. They've got 2 in stock. Okay. Wait for it. Joyce, I need to buy these 2 things. Okay. Go back. 1 in stock. What happened? But they're very good. Lippe is very good about it. Another one that's very good is AG. The easiest abbreviation is AJCkids.com, but it's actually Annie, Jewel, and Charlie, and kids. Except Annie, Jewel, nor Charlie run the shop anymore. They've retired. But they have excellent customer service. They do have some older stuff in stock, not necessarily old secondhand stuff, but stuff that they got in stock, and they will mark that price down. They will mark it down a bit because they know it's old stock and they want to get rid of it. So they've got a couple of things that if I don't buy something in Germany, when I come home, if they still have it, I'm going to buy it. Hey, Sir Mike from Putnam Junction, welcome in. Elburn, that's it. Thank you. Yep, they're out in Elburn. So, yeah, they're, I mean, I have talked to Ray personally several times, and he's a nice enough guy. I would, back in the day when there were more shops, because in the last 5 years, a bunch of shops that sold Märklin locally and nationwide have shut down or reduced what they sell. I would have always said he was on the higher end, and that AJC Kids was the cheapest, as well as the one guy from Canada, Euro Rail Hobbies. I think that's what his shop is. But the guy in Canada doesn't have the stock like he used to. And Ray has, I won't say he's reduced his prices, but everything is kind of leveled out. And then there's Florida, there's MMM, which probably has the most up in stock. And they used to be the most expensive. Micro, Macro, Mundo, MMM, who are also officially Roco USA. They're Roco's primary North American distribution outlet. If you look up Roco USA, it's also MMM. My thing is, my taste is not sophisticated. You know, for example, when I got the Märklin Flying Scotsman, I just heard a steam train rolling and didn't really know. I knew what the Flying Scotsman was. I thought it was a gorgeous loco and that it was a famous locomotive. But the first time I ran it live with the sound, I had all the Brits going, hey, it's a 3-stroke motor and that's running a 2-stroke, or the other way around. It's a 4-stroke motor and the sound effect is 3-stroke. The sound effect. See, I would never know that. The same thing happened. Märklin released a class 218 that used a 218 sound, but apparently there's different types of 218s, and everybody threw a crap fit at Märklin because they put the wrong 218 sound file on this one particular. But when it comes to actual sounds, I don't know who Märklin uses anymore. I don't know if they, for a while they used Lens, and then I thought they went to, oh crap, now I can't, the brain slipped me. All right, Kyle, try to have a good day at work. Take care. Look forward to seeing what you got from Japan. Now, you mentioned, Jean Ricard, you mentioned the Hornby's shop. The problem is Hornby's does not carry a lot new. He usually gets into stock 1 or 2 of the new big specials. Like when the Metropolitan came out, he had a couple of those. When the Koploppers came out, he got a couple of those in the 3 different liveries. He gets certain new locos, but he doesn't carry a ton. He's got a lot, but he doesn't carry a ton. It's not like when you go into a good German shop. He picks and chooses, and everything else he'll order for you. Their old stock is great, but their old stock's either at a really good price or way ridiculously too high price for his old stock. There are things where he upgrades the price. Like he's got some that's 25 years old and isn't digital. You know, it's analog. And it was, you know, 200 euros when it came out. If they were, you know, 25 years ago, about the time you switched from marks to euros. But he still jacks the price up and he's asking $500-$600 when for $450 you can get the exact same loco with the new digital decoder, with the new sculpt. And it's like he needs to go through some of that stuff and stop expecting to get that old original brand new sale price. I know he paid so much money to get it into stock, but still it wasn't it wasn't half of what he's asking for it. Probably a quarter of what he's asking for it. Some of that old stuff, he needs to bring the prices down. He's got some stuff that 30% off. You walk in the store, 30% off. That's great. I got a $130 set of cars for $80 because they were just an oddball car set, and he wanted to get rid of them. I picked up a nice P38 local from him for $110 analog, which I converted to digital. But at the same time, he's got a couple of old steamers that are probably I can find on eBay for about $250, and he wants $500, $600 for them. And it's like, he can ask what he wants. It's business. He can ask what he wants, but they're not going to sell when I can find it on the aftermarket for a lot less than he's selling it in his store for. Every time I go to the DV cam, it's the blue tiger flying through. Let's go with the Joyce for a bit. Oh, hello, Grumbeast. No, it didn't stop. I stopped it. It's got a car that keeps derailing, so I just said to heck with it and stopped. I might have the cars out of line because I think with this Azuma, even though the things to say, for some reason, it is just, I thought I solved the problem. It did 2 laps and then it keeps derailing. And there's just some funky play in the bogey. So I'm not going to deal with it now. I'll deal with it later and try to figure out why it's acting like a jerk. So I just shut it down and I'm just running my ScotRail train. You're in Rudesheim. Oh, I have never been in Rudesheim, but I've been in Bingen across the river from Rudesheim many, many, many times. I love Bingen, and I've always wanted to get across and go over to Rudesheim. And you could just take the water taxi for free, but I just never done it. Rudesheim is a famous little wine town on the Rhine River. It's got a famous wine festival in the fall each year. You'll send me a live email video. I'll be jealous. One of these days I'll get to Rudesheim. One of these days. Oh, well, thank you for that, but they've re-enabled it. I thank you very much for that. People don't need to give me gifts. I'm fine with people who get gifts and give gifts. I don't feel worthy. But thank you for that. Well, hello, Sir Roger from St. Blazy. Nice to see you here. Yeah, you got that big statue made out of melted down cannons from the French army after the Franco-Prussian War. Germania, the Winged Victory statue, just outside of Rudesheim, across the river from Bingen. That part of the Rhine, which is known as the Romantic Rhine. Every hilltop's got a different castle, and all these beautiful little towns built into the hills, because that part of the Rhine, you have the hills, the Lorelei Cliff, all these different hills. The Rhine just has plowed and dug through over the millennia. Hello, Ian, Sir Ian. It's nice to see you. I see you going live. I just can't pop in. Not to mention, since I don't speak Dutch, all your friends speak in Dutch, I just be, was? Was? Double O'Neill. Tristan has a cool channel. I don't follow it anymore just because I couldn't fit it in with everybody else that I do watch and talk to. But always seems like a lovely guy. Hello, Dominique. Oh, for goodness sakes, stop popping up on the screen. Oh, Aaron, I am trying to talk him into watching it. His parents, his dad's a Star Wars geek, but his parents, for whatever reason, are a little hesitant to introduce him to Star Wars. I don't know if it's, quote, the violence or whatever, or maybe they just don't think he's ready to sit down and get it. But we were talking about it because I'd like to show him the movies. But yeah, Kyan's attention span would last about 10 minutes, and then it'd be like, okay, Opal, let's go do something else. Your trains are okay, yes. Ertl did. Man, I haven't paid attention to Ertl for years. They used to do a couple of toy lines I followed back in the 80s and 90s. Well, hello, Sir Travis. Well, Awesome Locomotives is a very subjective decision. You just have to look at what's running and decide if you personally like it or not. Some will find them ugly. Some will find them cool. Now, funny thing is, my nephew, my oldest of that generation, was born in 1980. And when he was 3 years old, we took him to see Return of the Jedi live at the theaters. And he had already seen the other two Star Wars movies. He was huge into Star Wars. He was brainwashed at an early age. My kids were all watching X-Men cartoons. Well, let's see. The X-Men cartoon started in 92, I think it was, and ended in 97, the original cartoon series. The one that was on Fox Kids. So Lynn would have been 4.5, and Liz would have been a year and a half old when they started. But we watched it, and then when it went into reruns after the originals, we watched it. So when my son was born in 95, he grew up on X-Men. I got this funny video of my son when he was like 4 or 5 years old. We were in Niagara Falls, Canada, at the War Memorial Park down by the falls, and he climbed up on one of the fences, the cement wall, and he's up there he's 4 years old, standing on the wall doing Wolverine and then Cyclops with the visor, and he's just going through doing all his X-Men poses. And somebody asked, what is he doing? I says, I brainwashed him into liking the X-Men. And then when they saw my son go like this, they went, oh, Wolverine. I was like, yes, he's Wolverine. I never watched X-Men Evolution other than a couple of episodes. Funnily enough. To me, that one was the classic, and a lot of the other ones that they showed, because like X-Men Evolution, or they did Wolverine and the X-Men was another series. They kind of overplayed Wolverine, and in my opinion, Cyclops is my favorite comic book character. It's Cyclops, Batman, and Captain America, and then everybody else. Cyclops is the Boy Scout, or at least was. Always love Cyclops. Was always my favorite dude. Will always be my favorite comic book character. And I don't like the way the Bryan Singer movies messed with him a bit. Obviously, Hugh Jackman did a great Wolverine. I never got into the Back to the Future films. I saw the first one at the theaters, and I was just sort of like, I was one of those weird people. That's your mother you're hitting on, or that's your mother hitting. Oh, gross, Oedipal, and I never got into it. Oh yeah, the 90s cartoon. I was in my 30s in the 90s, and all the great cartoons seemed to come out. Batman, the animated series, the X-Men cartoons, the Transformers took a step up. Although even the Transformers in the 80s weren't bad. G.I. Joe in the 80s was kind of meh. And knowing is half the battle. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. There's one freighter finishing up. There goes the container freight. And coming up at you slowly is the Class 159. Whoop. He stopped. What'd you stop for, dude? Just adjusting, I guess. Yeah, that's true. It was the mother heading on the sun. Yeah, see, Dominic, until you talked about it, I had never heard about it. I don't know if it was just, I don't know if it got shown much over here in America or if it was just one of those shows my kids never got into. Because I think if I mention it to one of my daughters, they might say they know of it. But yeah, so yeah, Ren and Stimpy was very edgy. Ren and Stimpy was very edgy. Rocco's Modern Life was okay. I didn't watch that one consistently, but Ren and Stimpy was definitely a household watch for me. I think with these long trains, I really should stick with the overhead more. Because this is the 3 longest trains I've run, and I'm running 3 freighters. So I got 3 long freighters and 2 or 3 short passenger bits. I really was going to run the other 648 to have my 3 shortest units. Run that, my other blue 648 instead of the 440, but I decided I didn't want to have 2 648s running at the same time. Oh, you had the creator come and talk at that college. Yeah, Dr. Xavier, Professor Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart in the movies. Professor X, who is the leader of the X-Men. Now, in the original comic book that came out in '63, all the X-Men are teenagers, ranging from 17 to 15 years old, Cyclops being the oldest at 16 or 17. But the thing was, if you take 1963 and subtract 17, you get 1946. And the storyline was that all their parents had worked in the nuclear bomb project at various locations, but they had all been exposed to radiation that created mutation that allowed these kids to be born with superpowers. The original 5 X-Men were supposed to be the first mutants. But of course, they've long since gone away from that storyline. You know, you had Apocalypse, who has been around for 5,000 years and blah, blah, blah. The only true hero is Thomas the Tank Engine, I suppose. Some of my nephews knew Thomas the Tank Engine. I think it was in the 80s. My grandson is very familiar with Thomas the Tank Engine, not even through me. We've only watched a few episodes together when he was like 2.5, 3 years old. When he's here, he's watching Paw Patrol, or he goes in phases with what he's watching. A lot of cartoons, it's hard to explain now. But there was a phase where he would watch Thomas the Tank Engine. And I don't know, he will watch it at home, but he won't watch it here. And he's got a lot of the locomotives. I think his favorite locomotive, my daughter might correct me if she's watching later, I think his favorite is Gordon. But he's got quite a few Thomas the Tank Engine toy locomotives, not ones you can run on the layout. Now, if somebody had 3-rail, or I suppose I could get him a couple of Bachmans or whatever, and he could run them down here on the floor, I would do that. Your favorite is Toby. Well, there's the movie Apocalypse, but the character, of course, Apocalypse, when he came out. But even before that, they started changing the storyline of when did mutants start. But in the original comic book, these were the first. Well, you had Magneto. Magneto was the first mutant. Magneto and Charles Xavier were the first mutants, but they had been experimented on. Superman and Spider-Man. Yeah, my only thing with Superman was that they had, because he's all powerful, they had to create even more powerful villains, and that just became a one-upmanship game. Now, I will say, I do like Superman, but whenever I watch the George Reeves, which I do like the George Reeves Superman serials and the TV series. But that said, there is a running bad joke. It wasn't meant to be funny, but it is. But there's this running bad scene that they did dozens of times in Superman. Superman comes flying in to stop the mobsters from robbing a bank or whatever, and they see Superman and they start shooting at him. And he just stands there, bullets bouncing off his chest. And then they run out of bullets, because after the first 5 bullets bounce out of them, they're like, oh, I might as well just keep shooting. You know, to me, I stop shooting after the second bullet bounces off, or I'm just going to keep aiming in different parts to see if there's a part that's not bulletproof, like in the head, in the groin. Let's see if that's bulletproof. Okay, that's bulletproof too. All right, he's got it covered. Big toe. But no, these guys would empty their revolvers or semi-automatic pistols, and he would just stand there. Ha, 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 ha. He would smirk as the bullets are bouncing off of his nipples. Ha. But then when they ran out of bullets, they would throw the gun at him, and he would duck. Hey, don't go throwing guns at people. You could hurt somebody. The bullets are bouncing off of him, but when they would throw the gun, he would duck. They probably only did, I said dozens, they probably only did it about 5-10 times in the whole set of serials and TV. But whenever they threw a gun, he ducked. They would shoot him, he would just stand there. But they would throw the gun, and he would duck. Oh, Raymond, I want, they look corny to us now, but I thought they were brilliant for what they did with the technology they had. That's why, like, my own stuff I make, whether it's Matt Clark. Now, yes, there's technology I could buy that I could do better. Heck, Randall Ellison has taken a bunch of my Matt Clark characters and brought their descendants into his NASCAR world. But he did one where I don't know what program he used, but they took the little old black and white photograph of the character that's Daisy Cockett Gunslinger in her gunslinger mode, as opposed to the little beaver outfit she wears, but that all black leather gunslinger, if anybody here knows Matt Clark. And they made a 3D modern color image of it. And I was like, oh, crap. She looks even better because she already looks good, but that looks really cool. And he had her sitting in a car, and I'm like, but to me, it's a lot of work to try to use all that modern tech. And it's, the same thing when Joyce and I do a video, a pun song. People will complain about the sound quality here or that. We're not in a freaking music studio. We're in a basement with a solid non-noise reduction ceiling. We're not a professional production house. Not for our cartoons, not for our parody songs, not even for my train layout. Are we, oh, you should get a better camera. Well, a better camera is going to cost a lot more money than I want to spend on a camera on my train table. Well, there's no reason you can't do that. I love people that do that. And, this is just a background. This is just this. I'm all in favor of that kind of stuff. That's one of the charms, I think, of Matt Clark, is that it's really just old radio drama with pictures. And you have to use your imagination to see them moving and what they're doing. And unfortunately, in our 3D graphics AI world, to this day, you watch all those chop 'em up movies, Friday the 13th and Halloween's and Saw and all those movies where people are just hacked to death and they make such, but they're trying to gross you out. But that simple scene with a cut camera and chocolate sauce poured into a sink from Psycho is still as scary as anything can ever be done in a movie, because you don't see it. Your brain has to imagine it, and your brain will usually imagine worse than what it is. I like the power of imagination. AI is a very, very slippery slope to talk about. Coming from a family of artists, my daughters, they are very opposed to AI. Their friends that are photographers and blah, 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 they're very much opposed to AI being used, and I don't know where to draw the line. I don't trust a lot of elements of AI. And I don't like the fact that so many people are using AI to fake things and convince people something really happened, because the technology's gotten so good, they can make it look like, somebody could take an AI video and make it look like I shot somebody to death, and I'll have cops at my door because and that's the scary part, when you can use AI to really, really do some bad things. And that's the problem, is the technology's there. That's the thing. It's like, I have so many people that will try to convince me of something. They say, well, I saw the video on TikTok. And I'm like, the minute you said you saw it on TikTok, I'm just assuming it's not real, because 90% of the videos on TikTok are fake. 90% of the videos on a lot of those sites, Rumbler, TikTok, blah, 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 they're all fake. But because people want to believe what's there. Oh, I agree, Randall. That's my thing. There is a small part of my soul, Randall, that would love. How can I say this? Nope, we're not going to have anybody there for a while. There's a small part of my soul, just a small part, And that's where I'm split, because I love what it allows people to do. Rather than have to pay thousands of dollars, you can pay a couple of $100 and make it yourself, rather than pay an animation artist thousands and thousands of dollars. Because, a pipe dream of mine would be somebody caught the 3 full seasons and 4 Christmas specials of Matt Clark and said, hey, this would be a funny adult, not adult in that sense, but grown-up cartoon show. We would love to do this. And as long as I maintain full creative control, I would love that to happen. That's a pipe dream. It's obviously not funny enough, not good enough, considering it only gets a few laughs. But I think it's hilarious. I'm biased. It's my sense of humor. But obviously, like so many other things in my life, I'm an outsider. My sense of humor is a little off compared to the vast majority of the world, even though exactly, Randall. That's how I feel about it. But again, like me, I would love to be able to sit down and pay for an AI program, which I could do. I just don't want to. Where it would be easier to make my Matt Clark cartoons, or even animate them where they actually move. Because there's a lot of jokes I write out of Matt Clark, because it's like, well, that's a visual joke and it doesn't work with just setting it up in sound effects. It really needs to be seen. Well, that's the big debate, Grumbeast, and we'll never, I think everybody has their hill they're drawn up on in this debate. I try not to, I'm not willing to die on that hill. It's one thing that you have professional animation studios and blah, blah, blah. But on the flip side, let me give you one example. Yeah, I've been on this one too long. And there's nobody there. Every time I go to this camera today, there's nobody there. All right. I am a huge Warhammer 40K fan. Now, Warhammer 40K Games Workshop released an animated movie a few years ago that was pretty much straight to videotape. I have been waiting years, and Henry Cavill, the guy that was Superman recently, and Witcher, he's a huge Warhammer fan and said he's now going to be an executive producer of a Warhammer, either Netflix series or big end movie. And yet it's been 5 years since he first announced it, and there's no word on if even a script has been written. I'm a huge Warhammer fan. Games Workshop is not putting out anything animated or live action or CGI for the Warhammer community. And there are hundreds of people who use AI and computer graphics, and they make their own Warhammer movies. I don't have a problem with them doing that. They're not putting animators out of a job, because Games Workshop is not giving those animators the job to begin with. And a lot of these guys actually work as animators. But they make these movies, they post them online, and if they get enough views, they're monetized, and maybe they make some money on that. And then hopefully they're paying royalties to Games Workshop. But on the flip side, until 2 years ago, Games Workshop was coming in with cease and desist and shutting these guys down. And the truth is, they're making better animation than the one thing Games Workshop put out. So in that regard, I'm all in favor. Is if they won't make it for me, I'll make it for me. Now with Matt Clark, it's my creation. So I don't have a problem if I were to go computer animation and animate my characters. As it is, that's too much involved work for me. I don't want to spend that much time on it. And I like the format I use. It's still a lot of work, and it's much harder work now than it was when I first started Matt Clark. Hey, Sir Jeff from Three Spikes Railroad. Welcome in. Travis, Matt Clark is a cartoon I created. It's on my channel and only my channel. Now, the name Matt Clark actually comes from an old late 50s, early 60s CBS television miniseries called Matt Clark. Well, actually, it was Stories of the Old West featuring Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. So I took that name, I changed the spelling of it slightly, and then I changed it from Railroad Detective to Railroad Marshal. And I have 3 seasons and 4 Christmas specials. I started a 4th season, which should have been over by now, but unfortunately, I was doing it last fall, and several things happened that just have killed my ability to sit down and write. A lot of things have happened. I had a nephew commit suicide right before Christmas. And every time I sit down to write Matt Clark, I can't find the mojo. So I've got a season where I'm about 1/6 of the way into the season, and I have not worked on it in 7-8 months because I writer's block. I did start changing the plot to series 4 after, and this is why I will never start a series until I know I've written the whole script. No, Grub Beast, you're fine. We love that. We're here to hear all the points of views, Grub Beast. Don't worry about it. Hey, Sir Craig, how are you? Hopefully you'll come back. You did nothing that would offend anybody here. But yeah, I am more on the conservative side of I would like to limit AI more than it currently is limited. Yes, Craig, I am running that big, long Stadler. I'm running 3 big, long locomotives and 3 long freight trains. Almost like I felt guilty for not having run a lot of freight the last couple of weeks. I was like, yeah, if I, because I got out, I was going to run all my night trains and maybe these new Danish cars I got. And I was like, oh, this would be another week with no freight. My freight fans would rebel if I didn't do freight. Running speed of trains is on point. Well, Sir KJ, I have no idea. I probably think I'm still running them too fast for the freight. But if they go too slow, I get bored. Also, these big dudes need a little bit of speed to get up the incline behind me. Going to a train show tomorrow. We've got a toy show next week, Sunday, here in Toledo. The first big toy show, which may have some trains there. So I'm going to try to go to it as long as I don't have other things. The only thing I know about next weekend is that Friday, Cayenne graduates from preschool, and I'll be going to that Friday morning. Well, hello, Zipper. Actually, outside of a couple of characters you created yourself, Randall, most of the characters in your thing are descendants of. But Randall has a special. Now, first of all, Randall asked if he could do this, and he had my permission. just in a couple of cases, I've had to change the worldview because, wait, this person has a great grandchild. I wasn't planning on them having kids. Like, yeah, five finger, four finger / 3 finger Bill wasn't going to have children, but he's got a great grandchild now. So apparently he had children. So apparently on that 2-year hiatus between Series 1 and Series 3, he hooked up with somebody and had some kids. Because that's the nice thing. I could always go back and do one-off bits like the story of Five Finger Bill before he met Billy the Kid, or what he did in between Series 1 and 3. I can always go back and do, even if I killed off a character, like, and if you want to know why I keep saying 5 finger, 4 finger, 3 finger Bill, it's because he kept losing fingers. He lost one. He started as 5 finger Bill, which is a great joke on why he's called 5 finger Bill. But then Matt Clark shot one off, so he became known as 4 finger Bill. And when he returned in Series 3, Matt Clark shot another finger off. And so he was 3 finger Bill for all of about 10 minutes before Lil McGill blew him away. Really? A dame? And not even the gunslinger, the singer. God, I always hated this series. 5 finger Bills, 3 finger Bills, last words. Really? A dame? And not even a dame, not even the gunslinger, but the singer? God, I always hated this series. Hey, Sir Josh Cannon, how you been? Oh, yeah, and by the way, happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there. Mothers that watch the show, mothers that are mothers of people in the show, or if you're just a mother, happy Mother's Day. I have not bought anything for Mother's Day for Joyce yet. I'll have to run out sometime tomorrow. She's got a lot of things to do, so I can probably sneak something in because she's got a bunch of appointments tomorrow. And I have, I go to Cayenne's soccer game in the morning, and then I'm free. So after that, I'll try to see what I can get away with. Well, hello, Sir Christopher. Man, what was it? 3 videos today, and I watched them all. But Matt Clark has a very small, I'd say each episode of Matt Clark usually gets somewhere between 100 to 150 views, of which it gets somewhere between 25 and 40 likes. So I would say there is a core fan base of about 25, 30 people that are true Matt Clark fans. But Joyce loves it. I love it. And a few of you here are big fans of Matt Clark. I really feel bad. It's been so long since I've written. I really need to just get up one morning and just say, all right, I got to get through this writer's block. It's time to get back to Matt Clark. Because I had some good stuff going in. The exploding trolley I thought that scene was hilarious. The exploding trolley I thought was hilarious. Matt, did we just, yes, Diesel Dan, we just blew up a trolley. Because somebody asked me before the one show, are they going to blow up a train every series? And I was like, oh, a train? Are you kidding? We did a Christmas special where they blew up 4, if you count the toy train. Well, Jean Ricard, in all honesty, you're biased because you're one of the characters. See, that's the whole thing. The character, I have friends who sent me pictures of themselves, which I doctored. So Randall Ellison is Fredo Bagino, the gunslinger. Not in his NASCAR game, but in my Matt Clark series, he is Fredo. He's Fredo Bagino. That's his face. Jean Ricard was Stanley Steamhair and is now Stanley Steamhair's nephew. Hi from H&A Rail Express is Pastor Prime. One of the guys from the SECS, the Southwestern Ecumenical Council Service. He's one of the ministers back in Big Gulch. Artie from Aus America was Sal Dressing. From the sheep farmer, the sheep rancher outside of town. Let's see, who else makes cameos in there? Oh, Greg from Midsummer Railway is General Discount from the U.S. Cavalry in Series 2. A whole bunch of my old relatives make appearances. For example, General Gillimal is my great uncle, General Richard Dodge. My great-grandfather and my great-grandfather make appearances as various people in the crowds. I'm trying to think who else has appeared. Colin from Colin's Engage will be appearing in season 4. It's just, unfortunately, before his parts came up, I had stopped writing. I had stopped producing the next series. But Colin from Colin's Engage will be in. Chris Whittingham is 2 characters. He's Santa Claus. The late Chris Whittingham is Santa Claus. And was also Wilbur Farr from the Far to Go Railway. God, who? No, I have not seen the latest race, the one you just posted. See, I'm talking. Hey, Sir Kiranari. See, I'm talking my stuff. And so the chat's dying. But funny thing is, I have never appeared in it. I have never put myself into it. I keep thinking I should. But yeah, there are some other people that have been in the series, other friends of the channel who have been characters in the series. Your daughter said you should send your face in. Well, if you should go back and watch it, because it's not that it's an adult cartoon, but it does have a lot of there's sexual humor in it. There's all kinds of humor in it. You've got a talking horse named Goliath that is a BDSM pervert. So right there would chase a lot of people off. Oh, yes, Smokey. Yes, use that kettle prod. Goliath, you're just weird. No, I'm not Matt Clark. That's the problem. You and other people are like, well, which of these characters is you? They're all me because I write them all. And they're all either aspects of my personality or how I view things. whether it's my silly sense of humor, whatever. They're all aspects, my interpretations of things. I'm Diesel Dan, I'm Silas, I'm Matt. Hell, I'm probably Smokey. I'm all of them. It's all a bunch of horse poop. Matt Clark is too uptight and straight-laced for me to be me. I have days where I'm the sheriff, crotchety and full of gas. Yeah. I am not Stanley Steamer personality, but Stanley Steamer is my creation. Just because you played him doesn't mean he's you or definitely not based on you. He is my very biased opinion of the captains of industry and the railroad tycoons from that era. I wrote the character. I voiced the character. You were just a face. If I had used just a face from an editing software and never used your face, he would have been the same character. He is not based on you. Your connection to him was your face. Any other connection you make to him is delusional and needs psychiatric attention. Yeah, that's true. He was also the pilot of Kahat Airlines. Yep. But they're all creations of my twisted sense of humor. And I've been watching a lot of Matt Clark recently, trying to get myself back into Matt Clark. I want to do it. The voices are ready to go. Now, hold on with it there, Matt. Hey, Sir Alan Reynolds. Nice to have you here. Tarnation, Matt. Can we just go one day without me getting shrapnel in my hinder? No, Smokey, you can't go in there. They're all waiting to come out. I just got to get writing again. I've got a great scene. The problem is I've got two things I need to do, and that's where I'm in the middle of rewriting, and I just haven't been in the mental headspace to really plot it out and see how much it's going to alter the plot. Because I had a plot line and created these characters that have already appeared, and then I've kind of like, nah, I'm forcing that joke too much. Meanwhile, you acquired another Class 37. Oh, that's cool. No, I don't mind, Randall. I told you. Because, see, in all fairness, without you, Randall, the whole Big Gulch world would not exist. You're the one who mentioned the show, and then I started making jokes, and then you told me to look it up, and then I looked it up, and that brought more jokes. And then I spent that live stream 5 years ago, joking, and I couldn't get the jokes out of my head. After that live stream, Joyce and I went to dinner, and I sat down, and I came up with this goofy little bit, which is like the first 2 minutes of episode 1. And by the time I got done writing that little scene, that little intro, which included introducing the characters like it was an old 1950s serial, my brain was already, I've got a plot, and I wrote the first 6-7 scenes that night. I stayed up until like 3 or 4 in the morning writing, because I was just, oh my God, this is fun. oh, wait, I'm going to go back and change this. Now I've got to change it. And created all these characters. I had the first 7 scenes written that night. Joyce came down Saturday and like, you never came to bed. I was like, huh? What? No, I never came to bed. What were you doing? I said, I've written this cartoon. Now I got to figure out how to do it. And so then I produced that opening little segment, and by then I already had a series going. So it started at you started the conversation, which planted a bug in my head. So if you had never mentioned it or got me joking about it, Big Gulch would have never taken off. So I won't credit you as co-creator, but you were definitely the primary inspiration for all that. Oh, we're going to have a 4-way. Woo, 4-way. Will we get to a 5-way here? Yeah, I don't know. Would you guys call that a 5-way or not? That was a 5G as opposed to an orgy. Yeah, I would pick up a couple of 37s if they were in HO, Sepper. I still could pick up a 37 if I could get one in the right livery to run on my 2-rail layout down here. But, you know, those characters, the funny thing is, like, I love it when somebody like Jean took Stanley Steamer to heart, and Jean would call me and argue over the various dynamics of Stanley Steamer's personality. Because Stanley Steamer's evil. Well, why do you say he's evil? Because I created him. He's evil. Well, I don't see him as evil, Anthony. I don't care if you don't see him as evil. He probably doesn't see himself as evil, but he's evil. And we would have a lot of very funny arguments over that. You've obviously taken Fredo to heart as your character. And I appreciated you doing so much with Fredo. I had to turn Fredo into a good guy, even though he was never, I mean, he was a bad guy. You know, there's a reason he was in Four Finger Bill's gang, the Four Finger Gang in Series 3. There's a reason he's there. He was a villain. He was a bad guy. But he has kind of reformed. Although even at the beginning, he wasn't necessarily, oh, no problem. Just give me the $2,000 and I'll go. I'm like, no. I'll make sure you do your job. But then when he gets into it, so you want me to go and save the life of the man who put me in jail and forgot about me for 2 years? Yes. Oh, sure. No problem. Just give me the $2,000 and I'll go. But he has taken the job to heart. And unfortunately, he keeps getting delayed, which leads to that brilliant trolley explosion scene, which is still one of my, I mean, it's newer, but it's one of my favorite scenes I've done. Even Joyce, when she first saw it, exploded in hysterics laughing the first time she saw the scene. Yeah, Sepper, there's something to that. Now, the problem is in the 3.5 seasons and 4 Christmas specials of Matt Clark, I have voiced over 130 characters. So I don't necessarily bond with just the one because nobody else does the voices. I do all the male voices and one of the female voices, and Joyce does all the other female voices. I do one female character, Donna Lott, because Joyce can't do it. I just done a lot. You look like you have. But Joyce does all the female characters. So that's the other thing. Joyce, when we went to Gets, had a couple of people ask. So, all right, Joyce, now that you're here, which one are you? Are you Lil or are you Little Beaver? Are you Lil or are you Little Beaver? And they're ignoring all the other characters she voices. And the first thing she should say, I'm both. I do the voice of both. Yeah, but which one is you? And Joyce just says, both, neither. Joyce plays it very cool. A finger game for, well, whatever turns you on there, Raymond. But it was the Four Finger Gang. Because the funny thing about the Four Finger Gang in season 3 is that either the character in the series was missing a finger or the actor in real life had lost a finger. So, for example, Four Finger Bill was Five Finger Bill, but Matt Clark shot a finger off, and so he became Four Finger Bill. Fredo Baggino is a parody of Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings, who, of course, got his finger bitten off by Gollum at the end of Lord of the Rings. So he has four fingers on one hand. The Black Ranger, the actor who played the Black Ranger, the picture I used is the actor who played the Black Ranger in Power Rangers. His name is Willie Owens. And in real life, Willie Owens is missing a finger. Then there's the assassin, which was played by Dave Williams, a guy that doesn't come in the chats anymore, doesn't come online for trains anymore. Life has happened. But the assassins in Assassin's Creed up until a point, they would amputate this finger, the ring finger or the middle finger, I forget which one, so that when they pop their blades, so all assassins are missing a finger. And then Telly Savalas, the actor, was missing most of his index finger on his right hand. He was technically missing a finger. So all of the characters, either the fictional character they're based on or the real life actor portraying the character, were missing fingers. Well, hello, Simon from Denmark, and hello, Simon from the UK. Sir Simons, the two of you. If you're new to the channel or new to the show today and you're wondering why there's only one train down below running, because for some reason the Azuma keeps derailing, even though it's run dozens of live streams without an issue. For some reason today, one of the car right in front of the rear cab driver car keeps derailing for some reason. And like I said, I may have put them in order, and sometimes they're that picky that this car needs to be in the middle and not towards the end. But it is funny, when we went to Gets, we had a few people that were talking about Matt Clark and asking Joyce, and of course she gets asked in the live stream, and at a couple other places she's been asked. You know, it's sort of become a very funny version of Ginger versus Marianne. Are you a Lil? Are you a Lil or a Daisy Cocket Little Beaver? Which one do you like more? And Joyce points out, actually, if you pay attention to them, they're a lot more similar than different. Joyce says, if you read between the lines, between the two characters. Because Joyce likes to say, Anthony writes them, but I bring them to life. Which I freely admit. Even though I write the lines and give the characters their... What is that symbol for, Andy? Oh. Somebody mentioned Pacers again. You're going to Turbo Star Central on Wednesday. Cool. Very cool. I'd go. But Joyce's voice, which did require me coaching a bit, it's just like her Trudy. Her German accent is so bad, but it's become Trudy. Don't mention the Pacers. Famous quote by Basil Fawlty. Indeed. Don't mention the war either. All right. Well, thanks for popping in there, Sir Travis. Great to have you hanging around with us for a while. I didn't know if all the freight was going to bring people in or chase them off. I don't know. Oops, not you. All right, let's go quick. Where is it? Up the ramp. No, let's just do Village View. Still got to find shutters for that church. As long as it wasn't your milkshake, Chris. And no, I'm not doing a parody of that song. My problem is like our last one. It's not even an obscure song. It actually went top 10 in the United States back in the mid 90s. Like, was it 95, 96? And it did well in the UK. The problem is they never had a big enough follow-up hit. But that song was everywhere on MTV and on the radio. What now today we call alternative radio. I love the song, Primitive Radio Gods. Standing by a broken phone booth with money in my hand, which we turned into standing by a closed up train shop with money in my hand. Oh, Mike, the Fowler car system works. Everything works. I just have a couple of snags on the corner where when the truck is going around, where the bus is going around, where the wheel or the ski keeps catching. I have tried to fix it a couple of times. It's not working. But I have not worked on it in a couple of months. I need to just get in there and put a very thin paste spread over it to cover up the seams and because this is the roadway is it's a textured road from Bush, the German company Bush. It's made to look and feel like actual concrete road or what have you. It's really cool stuff, but it's got seams, and you get almost like where you get the seams. If you don't get those seams just perfect, the guide ski on the Fowler bus catches on them. There's also a couple areas because we have it doing a tight 90-degree turn. There's a couple of divots that I have to go in and chisel out. And I just haven't done it. Again, like writing Matt Clark, it's just things I was working on a few months ago. And I don't like to say my mojo disappears. It's just my desire to want to do it. Well, that's mojo. I'm a very lazy person. I really need to be super excited about a project to work on it. So it's not like it's really more like I need to really be, yeah, let's do it. And I just haven't been in that mood. I've been, yeah, let's do it over building I just go when I'm feeling a super high. See, we'll watch this camera a bit because that's the thing when I'm watching the other side. Oh, Lee's taking off. All right, Lee, take care. Bye-bye. Sir Lee, Dame Jackie. Huh. Man, I keep locking these and they keep unlocking. Yeah, every now and then, whenever it reboot, OBS has an upgrade. Oh, there's Pouty Artie. Hello, Sir Artie. Saw your video today. Wah, I saw it first. Wah, I ordered it first. Wah, I've been waiting 4 years. No, you haven't. They announced it in January of 2024, and I pre-ordered it that day. You could not have pre-ordered because you weren't even into Euro trains when that happened, when it was first announced. Just be happy you got it. About the time that one finishes, another one will come through the other way. There he goes. Woo. I should turn his tail lights off, but I don't bother. The lights are automatically on unless you turn the tail lights off. They did not have it on their website before it was announced. They didn't even have it on their website when it was announced. It took them 6 hours. Trust me, I know. I said I wasn't getting it at the time. I had frozen my pre-order because I had bought a couple other things. I bought that RRX, but then I decided, nah, I'll wait for the next batch. And the next batch took 8 months. Actually, Raymond Legs, no. The only one they have available to buy is the RRX version. All the others are pre-orders that they say can take weeks before they make them. So, and after buying the one I did buy from Modelbahn Union, I will not buy another one. The decoder is glitchy and the motor overheats. I am not impressed. It's gorgeous visually. But the decoder and the motor are not quality in my opinion. But they have 4 or 5 variations you can order. But other than the RRX one, the Rhine-Ruhr Express, all the other ones are order, and it's after they get so many orders, they make a batch. That was a special announcement. Nobody knew that Märklin was going to make a couple of Desiros until they announced it that morning. Because I have guys I follow in Germany, and they're like, yep, Märklin's going to be making this. Märklin's going to be making that. Yeah, now my Märklin one seems to run just fine. I mean, you can see it parked here. Now you can't see it parked there because you can see my TEE, the VT11.5, and you can see my Brava Vario. I keep saying Vario. It's Vario. Vario is the ICE3-like one, as well as an ICE4 is there. So from right to left, you got an ICE4. You got the TEE in the Rheingold coloring, VT11. Then you got my Brava Vario. And then you can't see what's in the other lane. Raymond, it's quite probable you can replace it. I'm going to debate on whether it's the actual motor or if it's the decoder / circuit board that they plug the decoder onto, because it's not just a straight load-in decoder. They have a circuit board, and then the decoder fits onto that circuit board, or mini motherboard. You're going to York at the... Yeah, I was going to go to York this year, but we just could not afford the trip to the UK based on how expensive the flight was and then how expensive the Airbnb was. We just were not finding... Now, we tried other sources too. We just were not finding places close to... we like to be close to the train station or close to the historical center, and we just weren't finding. Well, most of them are this way now. Even my ICE3s and ICE4s, it's a circuit board, and then the decoder fits on that. My Piko 442 and 440 are a circuit board and then a decoder on it. So yeah, the Brava Vario is that way. Heck, I think my most of my Märklin modern decoders are a circuit board with the decoder plugged in. All right, well, good night. It was nice to see you, Simon. Yeah. Jorvik. Yep, Jorvik. Joyce loved the Jorvik Museum. Oh my God, Joyce loved that place so much. And I thought it was great too. But Joyce really kind of geeked out at it. I was geeking out because I had just finished playing Assassin's Creed that was based in Viking-controlled England. The wars of Alfred the Great versus the Vikings and such, that time period. The 870s, the Great Heathen Army and all that. But yeah, when I was down, I went to Robbie's Hobbies. I did buy some pre-amputated passengers, so I don't have to bear the guilt. I don't bear the guilt of this. They came with their legs cut off. Tragic. Here comes that blue tiger. Hold that tiger. Ooh, hold that tiger. Hold that tiger. Hold. Kitty, 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 kitty. There he is again. Missed him. All right, we'll catch him coming through Bremen. Anybody else coming through Bremen right now? Nope, one guy just went. Oh, he's going to get cut off. There we go. There's that 159. AK the 2159, AK the Model 9000. Josh, you like the purple train? Yep. That is a Class 440. Okay, he's coming around right there. It's actually blue, but yeah, on the camera and the lighting, it can look purple. Yeah, it's a company called NordWestBahn, which is a private rail company. In Germany, private companies can run regional trains either at times or on routes that DeutscheBahn does not want to run. But you buy a ticket and it's good for, you can buy a ticket for the company NordWestBahn, or you can buy a ticket for DeutscheBahn, but the ticket will work on whatever train you decide to run. And there's a couple of different ways you can buy a ticket to ride a train. You can either buy a day pass, so it's good on any company except the high speeds, or a week pass or a month pass, but a time pass, which is often called the state ticket. Or you buy for the specific route. So that means you're buying for 10:30 Thursday morning, and then you have to ride whatever train is there 10:30 Thursday morning. So if it's a NordWestBahn, you have to ride that one because it's the time on your ticket. So you can buy for a specific time, or you can buy a pass. And if you buy a pass, it's good on everything except the high-speed trains. Now, if you buy a Euro pass or a rail pass, the DeutscheBahn rail pass, for example, then that is good on the high-speed trains. It's good on everything, but they're much more expensive, so you might as well ride the high-speed trains because tickets on high-speed trains are more expensive than the regional stuff. But Joyce and I usually buy the state tickets except for our long trips where we'll ride on the we'll ride the high-speed trains. Oh, thanks, Josh. But I've ridden on the 440. Now, there's actually a special version of the 440 that's in brown that runs the route. That specifically, it's Osnabrück. No, not Osnabrück. It's Oldenburg to Bremen. There's a brown 440. The Euro Pass is different than the DeutscheBahn Rail Pass. But DeutscheBahn recognizes the Euro Pass if you buy the proper one, and you can ride the high-speed trains of Germany on that one. But there's the DeutscheBahn Rail Pass, and then there's the Euro Rail Pass. And yes, there are certain trains in France, in Switzerland, in Austria that don't recognize it. Flix trains in Germany will not recognize the rail pass. Flix trains you have to buy from them. It's one of the reasons I don't like the company. Ray, hey, Sir Ray from Ray Central. It varies on how many days. Like, you could get a 2-day pass, a 3-day pass, 4-day pass, a week pass, a month pass. They used to do it as a number of rides pass, but now it's so you can get a 2-day pass or a 5-day pass or a 10-day pass, a week pass, a month pass. And again, it's just also, do you want first class or second class? Joyce and I can buy what's called the twin pass, where we ride together. So it's cheaper for the two of us than 2 separate passes. Yeah, Simon. And the Interrail Pass, again, it works. I think it works on pretty much everything in Benelux and in Germany. The thing is, there are so many competing companies. So like Germany, there's the DeutscheBahn Rail Pass, which is good for all the trains in Germany. But it's not good for trains in Poland, Switzerland, except German trains that run to those cities and back. So I could use a Deutsche Rail Pass and go to Prague and leave Prague, but it better be on a DeutscheBahn train. And then there's the Euro Rail Pass, which, as Artie said, there are certain companies that don't accept it. Flix Trains won't accept it. Anywhere. Flix Trains, you have to buy for their train. You have to buy directly from them. So far, Joyce and I have found that it's cheaper for us to do what we do than to buy a month rail pass. For as much as Joyce and I ride trains. Now, because here's the thing. In Germany, the state ticket, a state ticket, which is good on everything except the high-speed trains, it's valid from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. the next day. In other words, it's not valid between 3 and 6 or 3 and 9 a.m. And the reason that is they don't want the tourists and the travelers using it until after the morning rush hour. Anyhow, the thing is that state ticket also covers all public transportation and a lot of private transportation. It covers all public transportation, subways, buses within that state. And many states have reciprocity rules. For example, Hamburg has its own ticket, but Hamburg will accept the Niedersachsen, the Lower Saxony ticket, or the Schleswig-Holstein ticket in Hamburg as though it were the Hamburg ticket. Because they're all part of DeutscheBahn. And it used to be the 3 Saxony states, Lower Saxony, Saxon-Anhalt, and Saxony, had reciprocity so that if you bought a Niedersachsen ticket, it was still accepted in Saxony. But if you want to get around worrying about that, then you buy the the Deutschland ticket, as it's now called. There used to be two, the Quers durch Deutschland and the Happy Weekend ticket. Now it's just called the Deutschland ticket. And the Deutschland ticket is about 50-60% more expensive than the state ticket, but it's valid for everything in all 16 German states. So if you're going to be traveling by regional trains through a bunch of states, it's cheaper to do it that way. Well, if you buy the rail pass, it's unlimited for a time period. You can ride as many trains as you want. That's the way. The thing is, the DeutscheBahn rail pass was originally so many journeys. You bought 15 journeys, so you might do 5 in one day. So Germany changed it to, it's now like the Euro Rail Pass, where it's a time period, but it's also more expensive than it used to be. I will be subscription based. Well, first of all, I will never do well, I obviously have subscribers, so I'm technically subscriber based, but I will never do memberships. I don't have a problem with channels that do membership. I'm just honest. I would not make enough special content for members only that would justify having members. And the thing is, a lot of people who have members, I hear them at times complain about all the extra work they do on their channel. It's like, yeah, because you're doing members only videos as well as regular videos to keep subscriptions up and blah, blah, blah. And I just, nope, I'm good. Well, yeah, I mean, but again, Germany solves that with the Deutschland ticket, where it's good for the entire country. Austria is not quite that advanced in that regard. Austria doesn't even do the state tickets. Switzerland, don't get me started on Switzerland. Oh man, they try to. Switzerland's like, yes, we know we are an expensive country, and if you don't like it, don't come here. They make it so hard to get tickets in Switzerland. It's really ridiculous. Well, again, my thing is, if somebody makes members only videos, Ray, then, and I'm not a member, I don't watch it. Doesn't hurt me, doesn't hurt them. I personally won't do that, but I don't hold it against people who do. I don't say it's right or wrong. It's just something I don't do for my own personal reasons. It's bad enough there are ads on my channel, but the ads are on your channel regardless. My thing with being monetized is I get a little bit of it back. But all you have to do is look at the emails I get from YouTube and the reminders on my YouTube dashboard. They are constantly yelling at me that you could be earning more money. You could be earning more money. You need to put mid-scroll ads. You need to put blah, blah, blah. You need to break up your live streams with this. And some people like Dundas James will occasionally point out, hey, what's with this commercial in the middle? That's not me. YouTube threw it in there on their own. I have all my commercial settings to their lowest. Yes, I make a lot less money than I could, but I'm not going to inconvenience people because the ads that are on my channel are on there regardless. I have it at the minimal settings, the lowest, fewest number of commercials YouTube will have. And they're always telling me I need to be doing more. I've got the YouTube studio right here. And every few minutes, now would be a good time for a mid-roll ad. No. But I still make enough money to buy a couple of locos a year. I agree. The love of money is the root of all evil. But I don't know if I just put money. Greed. The need for more than you need is the root for all evil. But I don't consider people who monetize their channel greedy. It's like they're throwing ads on. They are using my channel to make money for them. I might as well get a piece of that. Does that make sense? The problem is they make it hard. Actually, they're making it easier and easier to monetize your channel because they want you to monetize your channel so they can throw more ads on because that's where they make their money. It's not how YouTube started. It wasn't what YouTube was meant to be, but it is a company. It is a corporation, and it needs to make money. It needs to pay for all the servers and all the tech and all this blah, 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 blah. Yes, it's annoying. And yes, you can pay YouTube to not have commercials. But what is it up to now? $20 a month? $20 a month to be ad-free on YouTube? Or I think you can buy it a year at a time and they save you a few bucks each month. Well, that's just it, Raymond. You can monetize and not do. I don't do anything different because I'm monetized. The commercials were already there, okay? Commercials were already on my channel because I have so many views and so many subscribers. The commercials were already there. They're not putting on more commercials because I'm monetized. And I don't do anything else. I don't do anything. I mean, look at what I put on my channel. That's not stuff that's going to get me money. My live stream is my most watched thing, and that's once a week. If I put up, like my song I put up Wednesday, our newest song, I'm hoping it will get 300, 400, 500 views. It got 140. The song before that, 130. My Matt Clark episodes get 120 because people don't want to see that on a train channel. Now, if I show me working on my layout, I might get 300 views. I might get 600 views. Every now and then I get 1,000 views. And the funny thing is, before I was monetized, I used to get 1,000 views all the time. I had 500 subs and would get 1,000 views. Now I'm at 2,900 subs and I get 100 to 400 views. And I'm not complaining. That I'm just giving numbers and facts because I don't do what the YouTube algorithms say you should do to get lots of views. It's amazing I have as many subscribers as I do, but I know how many subscribers I have because all I got to do is turn on YouTube and see how my latest video is doing, and it tells me you have this many subscribers, this many likes, this many blah, 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 blah. You know, it gives you all that information. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds cool. So, and again, it's the most obvious statement in the world, Raymond. I don't put a lot of work into this channel. Everything I do, the cameras, all that was never about live streaming or presenting my channel. It was for me to watch my trains. It just happens to work nicely for a live stream. I don't put the work into it. My cameras are mostly budget cameras. The most I have paid for a camera on YouTube is $55. Now, to some people, that's a lot. But that's only because I had a bunch of the $19 cameras. And once I had more than 5 of them, they were fighting with each other. So I bought slightly better ones, name brand ones, so that they wouldn't fight with each other. And I could figure out their video address on the video card so I could load them into OBS. My latest microphone is a $90 microphone I bought off of Amazon. But it's not one of those Boda $199 or $250 or $500 microphones. I don't have the really nice clip Bluetooth microphones that some of the channels do, because I'd rather put that money into trains. And even then, I've spent more money on this stuff than a lot of people can spend on their trains. Yeah, the German version album as a kid. Doesn't it stink? You just keep thinking somewhere somebody has it. You just got to hope to find it. Yeah, keep Gizmo dry. Yeah, dueling cameras. Oh, and by the way, KJ, thank you for watching our rendition of Abbey Road. The medley, and leaving a nice comment. Well, hello, Sir Dan from Dan's Mountain. What trades am I running? I am running a class AC33. Well, let's go to the bigger camera so it's easier to see. I've been leaving this camera on a lot just because it's long trains. Well, maybe what I'll do is, so I'm running 3 long freighters, a container freight, a hopper freight, and then kind of a mixed tarpaulin cover hopper tanker mixed freight train right in front of me here. So right there, that locomotive, whoops, all right. That locomotive right there, that blue, I'm going to try to catch it here, let you see it. That locomotive, my jittery hands are going. That is a AC33. It is called the Blue Tiger. Whoops. And that guy going in the back, coming into your, there's the blue tiger. That yellow guy there, that is a German class V320. It is a big guy. It is my biggest and heaviest locomotive. It's slightly longer than my blue. And then where's the other fella? Oh, there he comes, quick. And then this guy coming at you, freight train. That is the Eurodual, because it's both diesel and electric. Eurodual. It's officially in German nomenclature known as a Class 159, but it's also known as a Class 2159, also known as the Eurodual 9000. So that's the freight trains. And then my passenger trains are a bunch of shorties. So right in front of you, that blue and yellow guy, that is a Class 440 from the company NordWestBahn. That's a little commuter train. And the little red guy that went behind it is a Class 648, German Federal Railway, DeutscheBahn as it's called, Class 648. And then that little red guy in the back is a Class 650 in DeutscheBahn red. Because again, if people don't know, I repeat this now and then just in case. In Germany, all high-speed traffic is controlled by the Federal Railway Company, which is DeutscheBahn. Commuter traffic, local traffic, can be DeutscheBahn, which is always red, although with certain special exceptions, like the Schleswig-Holstein DeutscheBahn regional trains, or some in Bavaria. Anyhow, but usually they're red. And then private companies can also do certain commuter routes. And then they have whatever color livery. So like NordWestBahn is blue with a little bit of yellow. Metronome is yellow with a little blue. And basically, each of these private companies has a region it covers. Like Metronome is Hamburg out to the next big station. So Metronome can run from Hamburg to Bremen, Hamburg to Hanover, Hamburg to Oldenburg, as well as going north. NordWestBahn is basically in and out of Bremen and Oldenburg, Bremen to Hanover, Bremen to Osnabrück, Bremen to Oldenburg, and then all the little towns in between, like Delmenhorst. So you have a lot of little private companies that are regional. The Rhine-Ruhr Express, which covers basically the big conglomerate of cities on the Ruhr down to, I think they go as far as Köln. Did we pick one up in Koblenz? Might have gone as far as Koblenz. Huh. Well, is it possible you clicked on the wrong box? You thought you were ordering this and you got the other one. Or they had the wrong part number. Oh. Somebody's finally here. Hi there. What? I can't hear you. Oh, no. That's the problem. If they'd saved this for next year, it wouldn't bother you as much because you'd be like, I'm out.
All right, hi everybody. Okay, I'm here, John. It's crazy, crazy day, crazy week. So hi, Tom. Hi there, Ray. Yeah, you heard me. Hello, Andy. Waving at you. Good morning, Artie. Oh, well, a little far there to deliver it, I think. Hi, Mike. Hi, Greg. Oh, hi, Bailey. It's Chris, right? Yep. Hi, Kieran. Hi, Rulam Blue.
KJ.
KJ. I think I should know that one, too. Hello, Simon. Hello, Bob Kirby. Scott. Hello, Raymond. Hi there, Mark from Zantac. Hi there, Supper. Hi, Dan. Dan's Model Railway. Oh, she goes on the shiniest choice. Yeah.
Chef's up.
There we go.
Flatterer.
You know him, you know him. Hi, Tom. Oh. You do that whole thing. Yeah.
No, you're just looking like you came in from a hurricane.
Okay. Well.
An emotional one for sure.
Yes, I feel like it. Hi, Josh.
Yeah, it's been a really bad week with psycho kids, annoying principal, and
well, it's still cool here. It is going to start warming up. It's going to be warm this weekend, and then going to go back down on Monday. But it'll start warming up through the week, and it'll be probably too warm by next week.
Like this morning was really nice, but it's supposed to rain again.
Yeah, it's just cloudy. That doesn't say it's going to rain. Clouds will come in.
I know what I want for dinner, but we'd either have to bribe Liz or go out and buy our own.
What do you want?
I want pretzels with cheese.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, thanks,
those
Sean.
have been talking to me all freaking week. We're
tuckered and very not happy, so it's just teaching you can't make everybody happy, and they can make me unhappy very easily. There's like someone with switch hot to cold. We've got to have that too, Artie. 4 degrees Celsius this morning. That's chilly. Car warned about slippery road when you pulled in the parking lot. Yeah, okay. Did you get a lot of rain? So we've had a lot of rain too.
We have had, and we've needed it. It's just
Yeah.
been a little frustrating because it's.
We had a severe drought the last 2 years, and now we're out of the drought with all the rain we've had this spring. But you know how it overcompensates.
We're not fully out of the drought now, are we?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
We're
we are
completely
fully
off
out.
of it.
Wow.
The whole Northwest is completely out of it now.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's good
So
for
now we
farmers.
can just go to normal rain and normal sunshine.
It'd be nice, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Probably won't get much snow this winter again. It was 8 the last couple nights. Yeah, it's chilly.
It's not that chilly,
Oh,
especially
well,
for them going into winter
yeah, you're going into winter, so that's probably not that
down
crazy.
there.
It should be about 14, huh? Okay.
No, we've had a couple of days in
Hi.
the 20 to 23 Celsius
Eugene
range.
Gleis, it looks like.
And
So
then
hello?
all of a sudden it's down to 14, 15, 17. Today was
your
about
latitude's-
18 Celsius.
Okay, north 60. Okay, so you're a little higher than we are. We're about 50, between 51 and 52.
Oh, is that what the temp is right now?
No, that's what our latitude is. Between
Oh,
50,
Toledo is, I thought we were 49 something.
No,
We're
it's
on the
50,
same latitude
no, it's
as
between
Rome.
50, well, I don't know. I know it's between 51 and 52. Let me look on a map. Guess you can do that.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah. You're right.
Well,
I
you're
think
right.
we are probably 48 to 49. Hard to concentrate right now. Yeah, I've got a symposium I'm going to Tuesday. Oh, 41? Huh, I thought we were higher than that. All right, so
So did I.
41.6. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, John. Came here in Winchester, Illinois.
Well, there you go. Latitude. Toledo 416593 up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Toledo 4166,394. They're arguing with each other.
Yeah, okay. I thought we were further than that, but it's all right. You know, check into breakfast. Go ahead, hon. It's your morning. Okay. Well, I'm glad, Eugene. Glad you're doing well.
Dan, no, I have a class 50, but not a 52. And I have quite a few Vectrons now. Hard to believe. 2 years ago, give or take, I could have said I have no Vectrons, but now I have a whole bunch of 193s and two 249s.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got the Märklin, and then I got the, well, technically that one's a 248, the DeutscheBahn one. It's all the same. Hello, Eugene. Nice to have you here. Glad to hear you're doing all right. Raining there in Winchester, Illinois.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, I know. Yeah, I got you.
Well, the thing is, overall, you still enjoy your work.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's not like every kid. She's just got this one group. She teaches 3 groups, and this one group is just really bad.
Right.
And it's gotten to the point where a couple of them know they can upset Joyce, and so they do everything they can to upset her to say, aha. And it's that power dynamic where you can't let them get to you, or at least let them know they got to you. So she doesn't show it there. She just comes home and, and oh my God, Anthony, this.
Yeah, well, I try not to complain too much at you, too. All right, everybody, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. We have more people in here than we have likes, so please do it.
Just for all her skills, am I going to get punched if I say you're not quite as quick with the very cleverly hidden snide retort like I am?
Oh, I can.
Like the one time that kid said to you, and I was like, I
fast.
would have just said absolutely. Yeah. But sometimes you just have that one little demon child that no matter how much you love them and how much you try to work with them, they just want to hate you and create problems. But what you do is you love them anyhow, and you try to help them the best you can.
Yeah, you love the job itself. It's just the way the higher ups are doing things. Yeah, say stint out of you. That's the class 52 Westerns. Okay.
No, she's got one really good group, hers.
Mine is the best.
And then she's got 2 young teachers who basically...
No, I do not have 2 young teachers. I have 1 young teacher.
Oh, how old is...
Andy's at year 32.
What?
Andy's at year 32.
Andy's at 32?
Yeah.
I thought he was relatively new.
No. Just got stuck in 2nd grade. We used to lecture at Cardiff Art School and have battles of wills. Oh, for sure.
Oh, students knew not to go there with me. Every now and then I would have free time and I'd say, okay, guys, if you want, here are the rules, but we can have an insult battle.
Oh, gosh, no.
Oh, yeah. Because I grew up where we had what we called slag fights, slip fights, doing the dozens, insult fights.
Gotta watch all of Matt Clark. Daisy's in it a lot. You might like Lil, too.
Yeah, Josh, that is the voice of the character Daisy from my Matt Clark cartoon on my channel.
Yeah. Oh,
so are you Daisy or are you Lil? You should alternate, like some days do Lil.
Find Lil.
Yeah, you'd have to find Lil. Daisy's easier to go to.
Right.
Because you do Daisy more often.
I attended boarding school, and the school song was Get Off Me Now. They had to restrain the kids if they started kicking off. Yeah.
Nope, I went to a Jesuit all-boy Jesuit high school. The #1 high school in our state. And all I learned there was money, pride, and bigotry were alive and well.
Yeah.
That if your parents wrote checks to the school, you could get away with anything.
A lot of things, yeah.
And if you owed the school $100 because you were 4 days late paying off your latest tuition installment, even if you were top 10 in your class, they were inviting you to go to a different school.
Yeah.
2 + 2 = 4 no matter where you go to school.
This is true.
And the best teachers teach at the toughest schools.
All came
the best
from the
teachers
same
teach at the toughest schools.
This is considered the easiest school in the district.
I was ranked #1 in the College of Education when I graduated, and some of the guys ranked below me. They went into the private school sector, and they would say, "Dad, I don't know why you're going into the public school. You know, better money, better protection. Don't have to put up with the other stuff." And it's a challenge to teach those kids.
Yes, it is.
It's a challenge, and I wanted the challenge. And I did it for 36 years, and
well, opening a bottle of Shipyard American IPA. Well, enjoy that.
Yeah, I can't do IPA.
I'm not real fans of IPA.
The Indian Pale Ales,
yeah, I know.
I'm a lager and
Feels kind of guy. I want to do an ice cream dinner on that.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah.
If you already got it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'll pick up.
We need to start going to lickety again if it's open.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah. Support them. Okay, Diesel Loco with a painted on tops. Number.
So a photo on Facebook earlier at a class 52.
It's odd indeed.
UK diesel version.
Hi there, Mom.
Well, hello. Good morning, Monsville.
Oh, barbecue across the road. I might want to make some friends there, Artie. Although it's pretty early for barbecue.
There's
isn't
a
it?
park across the road. Is somebody at the park having a barbecue?
Oh.
Yeah, you remember across from Marty's house
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
I
big
do.
park.
Yeah, it's a big park.
That's usually flooded or
Mhm.
has kids playing
Yeah, if it's
rugby
not
on
fun
it.
and the kids are playing on it.
That was funny. We were watching the mixed
Mhm.
team, and that one girl,
Yeah,
she was dominating everybody.
she was tough. Yeah.
She probably was 3-4 inches taller than everybody and probably
Right.
outweighed them by 50 pounds.
Yeah.
She was taking no prisoners.
Mrs. Lewis, she was nice and tough with the other students, but she was nice to you. All right, Josh, that's good. She understood you.
Oh, I've had that.
Yeah, there are a lot of single moms. People just can't stay married like we are. We work through our differences.
What's that?
I said we work through our differences when we have them.
Why? Who brought that up?
Just a lot of single mothers. Too many single moms out there.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather a woman be a single mom taking care of her kids than ducking an abusive husband.
There's that.
Sadly, in many cultures and for many centuries, the woman was supposed to stay there and take it, and
That's
that's
right.
bullshit.
It's kids' football season.
I think every
Yeah.
teenage boy needs to be dragged by the ears into a delivery room and watch a woman go through the entire delivery cycle and then stop it with the women are weak shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And I ain't no
you know,
submissive subby type guy either.
no, you're not. I'm the only significant male for 3 generations of females. Wow.
I don't know. I mean, who's significant male? And there's me and my brother and
Mhm.
3 sisters, of which one has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 male cousins with the last name Dodge that one's 10 years older than me, one's 15 years older than me. And he's a piece of work.
Yeah.
But in my family, it was very, very significant that I had a son because my 2 male cousins did not have a son. So my son, as it stands right now, is the last of our generation, our line of the Dodges.
Interesting if they cost you. Okay. That's
My
cool,
grandfather
Karen.
has no. My great grandfather has. That's right. It goes all the way back to my great grandfather. My son is the last male Dodge descendant. He's got great grandsons of. He's got great grandsons from his daughters, but as far as the Dodge family moniker, my son's the last of this particular line of the family.
Lack of commitment and all the baby daddies.
Sorry, I'm the father of 2 daughters, and even in my hobby, like when I was a toy collector hobby, and Joyce would go to toy shows with me, there were guys that were either rude or dismissive to the woman,
What would I know?
or took totally inappropriate liberties.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely people who, it doesn't work for them. And they're better off without each other. But good Lord, it's a lot easier with
But
two parents.
the thing is, like, because of my size,
Mhm.
I am, quote, physically stronger than you. You know, I can lift more weights.
Sure you can, yeah.
But you're an ass kicker, and you might pound for pound be stronger than me. I don't know. I just have the extra poundage.
Yeah.
I am faster than you. Or at least was.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you still are.
That's the one thing Joyce was not gifted with.
No.
She was not a blazing runner. I was.
I did not. I made up with
quickness.
Lack of speed with intelligence.
Quickness.
I knew where the ball was going and what to do before it got there.
Right.
You know.
You were quick, but you were also willing, if somebody was faster, you were willing to elbow them under the table.
Well, there was that.
That is literally how she came to fame in the local basketball world when she was in high school. She wasn't even a starter on her team, and she made third team. She was an all-city. She was third team all-city. The girl who was first team was the starter ahead of her. But was she injured or did she foul out? Whatever it was, you had to play Niecy Campbell.
Yeah, I got playing time.
Well, but in that game, you played most of the game against Niecy.
I did play a lot of it.
You played most of that game against Niecy, and it was the only game in Niecy's career she didn't break double digits, and she fouled out, and you put her under the score table.
Quite a bit taller than me, but I sure managed her all right.
Niecy Campbell was one of the great basketball players in Toledo history.
Yeah.
And Joyce played her one time and shut her down, and it was headlines. Niecy Campbell has worst game of career.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you shut her down.
Yeah, I didn't score a lot.
The biggest thing was, Niecy was trying to drive up, and Joyce was playing tight defense, and Niecy gave her a little shove, and Joyce, when Niecy came charging down the line, Joyce just hip checked her into the score table. You didn't get a foul for that, did you?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you didn't get called for that. Niecy went under the table
I think they were
of
calling
the scores
a little
table,
bit of even.
and the whole crowd expected big Niecy Campbell to get up and pound Joyce physically. Instead, Niecy backed off, had a bad game. She fouled out, and after the game, she walked up to you and said, "Great game."
Yeah, she decided I think she was matched up.
And years later, they worked together.
Oh.
And Niecy talked about that. That was funny. Wait, Joyce, you look familiar.
Yeah.
And then you read her name tag, Niecy, and you're like, Niecy Campbell, Scott High School basketball. Joyce from Macaulay. Yep. Damn, girl. That was funny. That was so
might have been the highlight of my career, but
it might have been the highlight of career. I mean, you scored more points in other games.
I sometimes would score. I have a good shot.
That one game got you into the media attention.
Yeah.
One game.
Yeah, I won't let her go through me. This girl
must be good, but yeah.
Did not let her go through me.
You didn't let her go through you, around you, over you.
No.
And I don't even know if you could say you let her go under you.
I don't think she could go under me. She was pretty tall.
She was just shut down, period.
Love to play the game. My daddy told me when I was in like 12, that ball was mine. And I played that way my entire career. It's my ball.
40 some years ago, yeah. 40,
that was a long time ago.
42.
I loved playing though.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the thing when we because Joyce loved basketball and I loved basketball, but I never made school teams. She did.
Yeah.
When we would play basketball, she would play horse against me and kick my ass every time.
I had a good shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Joyce is a textbook definition of how to shoot a basketball.
Yeah.
When I coached basketball later in life, I would bring her in and have her work with my students, and they would laugh until they saw her shoot. Then they shut up and listened to her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now if we played one-on-one, I won because it's hard to drive the lane or shoot over when I have 8 inches plus all my longer arms. Once I could get her to stop dribbling, and I'm faster, so I could cut her off. I can run faster.
Oh, yeah.
We're both quick. You were quick. I'm quick, but I'm also faster.
You are.
As you learn the hard way.
Well, yeah.
Never did see our grandson.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
has
I've
had
seen that.
the sage and size? Robert Horry move. There's that. There is that. Anyhow, I need to go over here and do this because it is after 6 o'clock.
Yep.
And hi, Kyan, wherever you are. We didn't hear you. I
Kyan.
didn't see her come in, but I was talking.
I love you.
Hi, Kyan.
That's low key since he's not here.
He's got a soccer game tomorrow, which I'm going, but you're not.
Yeah.
You can't go because you got that appointment in the morning.
Yeah.
You got a couple of things you're doing in the morning. So I'll go to the game and then
I'll go shopping afterwards.
and then you're gonna go shopping afterwards. So that gives me time to see if I can come up with a Mother's Day gift.
Okay.
Actually, you should buy me a Mother's Day gift too.
Why?
Because I'm a mother.
Buddy.
But anyhow, on that note, another Friday evening show has come and gone. We want to thank all of you for stopping here. Hopefully we're a good start to your weekend.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
A smile on your face and feel the friendship.
You enjoyed some of the trains I run or just enjoy the company of all these wonderful people that hang out with us.
Right.
So on that note, please go watch our latest pun videos and leave us a comment. We really enjoy you guys.
You can mute it and just like the video and say, nice job, guys.
Yes, Joyce was struggling with a sore throat in it. Yeah. I think it was good. I think you could have done better. Your biggest thing wasn't even your voice, was you like to speed up and get those lyrics in faster than they should be. And I can adjust some of it, but some of it I can't.
Right.
But I think it's good. I enjoy it.
Good.
Anyway, so until next Friday,
right,
when the two of us will be here, same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh, I will not.
Oh, that's right. You won't be here next
Carnival.
Friday. You're doing Carnival, so you won't be
Decided
here at all.
I wanted to do the X.
Maybe we should get a cardboard cutout and stick you here.
There you go. I said we're doing the axe throwing. I just think
Oh,
that
you're
was
doing the axe throwing.
best one for me.
Yeah, great. Students and axe throwing. Great. So until then, we're gonna say Auf Wiedersehen.
Choose.
And happy trains.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
I'm gonna turn my